close to a police station where we could probably get locked up all the time for stealing stuff. And for us to get out of that police station, we had to give every cop a blowjob. And that's how they released us. When I turned 18, the shelter said, there's no bed for you anymore, so it's time to go. During my gangsterism, I met quite a lot of rich kids that felt like, you know what? The street kids could give us quick access to drugs. Through that, I had a great relationship with one girl. And with that, coming into our territory as the 26 and the 28, I had to keep on protecting her against my peers and men. Like, no, she's just a rich kid looking for access. With that, we became so close. She left to go and study in Johannesburg, in UJ. And I remember saying, can I come through to see you? Because my life in Cape Town is done here. And she said, yeah, for sure. Didn't waste any time, stood on the robots, gave some professors some blowjobs, collected my money, got myself a black six-pack of Black Label, a lot of weed, glue, and tennis, so I can take the train from Cape Town to Johannesburg, which takes 2 days. When I got to Johannesburg Park Station, I met her. I could really pick up on the body language of, you're at my mercy. Who am I to ask? I'm just a street kid from a survival level. Looking forward to the city of Johannesburg with my friends, we drove to Houghton, Yeovil, into a flat, and I still remember the smell of the house. You know when you're a street kid, the only smell you're used to is tennis, urine, but you walk into a house, you get so excited because the house smells like home. With that, I passed out and she said she was getting me a meal, and that was the last time I saw her. In my passing out of sleeping, the first thing I felt was a kick in my stomach, a punch in my face, and being undressed. Tied up and duct tape around my eyes. I think my spirit went numb, and I thought the house is getting robbed. Johannesburg is getting very well known with its crime of house robbing and hijacking. When that happened, I kept on thinking she's coming back because the house is getting robbed. With all of that happening, I found myself naked, tied up, duct tape around my eyes. They gave me 2 ecstasies and 2 needles behind my knees with morphine. You know when the ladies give birth, they numb you? I had that. And customers started coming in. So my legs wouldn't resist whenever they get spread out wide. I started picking up on main senses, and that's how I started counting the time. That's how I started counting the days. There were a lot of times where I wish they could just choke me already and I could just OD and it's out. I was exchanged with a younger girl in the middle of the night at 12. And I could just hear the innocence of her scream that she doesn't even come from the streets. Then, kicked out, animal instinct kicked in. My mind and body was grown already to be an animal of survival in the streets. So when I got to Joburg and that happened, kicked out in the house at 12 o'clock, I had to start waking up and survive. The first thing I did was go to the nearest truck stop, get myself a client, and get myself dressed up and get ready to join the rest of the world of prostitution in the streets of Hillbrow and Yeovil. The pimps can smell you when you're fresh meat. They didn't waste their time. And the older girls didn't even waste their time too. They're like, babe, we would rather let you really get fucked in an expensive way than a cheap way. So get your way to the biggest pimp and move around. That happened from 18 to 26, one province to another. Low class prostitution, middle class prostitution, high prostitution. Sometimes we were excited to be sitting in gentlemen's clubs because at least we'll get more drugs that we don't have to pay for. And all the ministers and their business partners that's visiting our country can enjoy their sex. But those were the most of the times they make porn movies at the same time. At the age of 26, I was working for a brothel